Yo, what's good, everybody? Got another Beers with Barton. It is Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Hopefully everyone has had a fantastic week. Tomorrow's Friday, which is great. So my last Beers with Barton about a week ago was to talk about the upcoming Turks and Caicos trip. And now I've experienced it. I'm back to reality, back on the mainland. So last Friday, we flew to Turks and Caicos. Our flight left about 11:30 here in Charlotte. Turks and Caicos is still on East Coast time. So we dropped Michaela off at school, headed to the airport. I'd taken Potter earlier and got to the airport and through security and all that stuff by about 10 o'clock. So met our friends, grabbed a drink, and then got on the flight. And it was perfect. 3-hour flight, gate to gate. So it's probably about 2.5 hours in the air, 2:15. And watched the movie, read some of my book. Real easy flight. Land in the airport. Get through. Yeah, it's there's only four. There's one runway, but there's basically four gates, 4 places to park a plane. So you get off and you're walking on a tarmac. You unload on the front and the back of the plane. It's awesome. And then we had to get through basically immigration going into the country, and nothing's done online. So you're filling out papers. So it took about an hour to get through that. But once we got through, we got on a shuttle, 15-20 minute drive to the resort. They drop you off right up front. They take your bags. They hand you this nice wet towel because it's humid. It's like 80s, 90s, feels like 110 with humidity. And then you just start drinking. And it was cool. The resort they're in, they had like 4 little towns, so themes. We were in the Caribbean themed one. I think there was an Italy theme. Then there was maybe French or British, I don't remember. And then like a Key West theme. But you can walk pretty easily. So we got there, started drinking, had a nice, I can't remember what we did for dinner the first night. I think we hit the beach pretty quick, walked around, but it's all inclusive. And that includes like tips and everything. So you don't have to, we got souvenirs the last day, but I basically lived in my swim trunks and a cutoff, similar to this shirt. Didn't have my wallet on me, it was in the safe in the room, and you just eat and drink, swim up bars everywhere. So we had a phenomenal time. Friday was great. Saturday, I mean, we had some of the most amazing food. Sushi, fresh, Japanese hibachi, seafood, lots of seafood. Didn't get lobster, but lots of like shrimp and scallops, and had some steaks and just a bunch of food, bunch of drinks. It was phenomenal. So went on a glass bottom tour. That was cool. The girls went out on this little like Moana looking boat and did that a couple times. Well, maybe only once. And then we found this pub. They had this British pub called the Cricketers, and they played football on Sunday. So we were at the pool for a couple hours that morning, beach pool. Ate lunch, and then we went to the Cricketers. Actually ate at the Cricketers, and they had football on. Michaela, my lovely daughter, the root beer queen, actually FaceTimed me with her iPad watching the game at Grandma and Grandpa, so I got to watch the Niners lose to the Vikings. And then we just had such a good time. Left Monday, but our flight didn't leave until 3:30, so we actually were at the resort till about 12:30, almost 1. So we got up early, we hit the beach again, we hit the pool, had some mimosas, and easy flight back, shuttle. Sat at this small airport for about 2 hours. We got there so early, but they had a bar, they had food. Sat outside and watched the planes. Then easy flight home, and got back to 62 degrees and pouring rain. So it was a phenomenal trip. Definitely will go back. I cannot believe just how amazing it was. It sucks to be back on the mainland in reality. Still catching up on work, but what a phenomenal trip. We'll go again. We'll probably take the kids next time. They had a whole section for the kids. I mean, they're teenagers now, but like a water park and like food and restaurants and activities for like, teenagers or preteens. So we'll take them back. It was amazing. We're going to do it again, maybe even next year. Different being in an all-inclusive compared to like a St. John's where we rented Jeeps. We rented like a house. That was phenomenal too. But again, just a great experience. It was just a 6 adults. We really had a good time. Could have used an extra day. 4 days was good, but 2 days are almost travel. You get half day. So you really only had 2 full days. So one extra day probably would have been a little nicer. But anyways, phenomenal. Turks and Caicos, I love you. and actually roughly translate to Pirates Island, because Turks basically was a word for pirates back then, and Caicos is like a connection of land, which roughly translates to island. So you're on Turks and Caicos, you're on Pirates Island or Pirates Land. So that's it. Grab some beers tonight for the game. Wicked Weed FestBeer. Love me some Wicked Weed. This one is a 5.6 or so. Again, Turks and Caicos, you were awesome. Thank you for the hospitality. The people were very, very nice. The food was phenomenal. Things were like clean, well taken care of. Plenty of stuff to do. We didn't go off the resort at all. We just basically, I think there was probably like 30 pools that we didn't even get to. And we probably went to 5 or 6. Spent a lot of time in the beach, at the beach, in the ocean, crystal clear. The glass bottom boat was cool. Turks and Caicos is the 3rd largest natural reef in all of the world. Australia, obviously, number 1. I can't remember what they said the second one was, and then Turks and Caicos was 3rd. So saw a bunch of fish, no sea turtles or anything, no dolphins. Although they have a resident dolphin that swims around that area, comes up to shore. It's been there for 20-something years. His name's Jojo. We didn't get to see Jojo, but we had a great time. I cannot wait. We'll definitely go back. September. It was our off season because it's high for hurricane probability, which we didn't have any of that, and then we come home to the storm. So cheers to you, Turks and Caicos. This one's for you. It's a good beer. It's a little light. All right, that's it. Short and sweet. Had a great trip. Want to go back. I know all the girls were very upset they didn't get to go. We shared pictures with them and FaceTime with them, and they said, "Stop it, you're being mean because we can't be there." So thank you to the grandparents for taking care of the kiddos while we were gone. And celebrating some amazing birthdays. Our friends all turned 50. Jessica will be 40 this year. Very big year for me, 43. It's huge. I mean, very, very big milestone, monumental. So anyways, had a great time with great friends. Cannot wait to go back. Turks and Caicos, phenomenal. That's it. Until next time, adios.